What is going on, full-time family? It's Tiramisu Tuesday, and Tony Ferguson has called Khabib Nurmagomedov's UFC 242 performance boring and lazy. Ferguson still wants all the smoke with Khabib, even though they've been scheduled to fight 4 times, and it has fell through every single one. We could have had a trilogy by now. These guys haven't even fought once. But it is still the fight that everybody needs to see. It's the fight we must see. It's the two best lightweights on the planet. I mean, as far as Khabib's title is concerned, that thing is disputed until he beats Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson was the interim champion who never lost. He never lost his belt. He was stripped because of an injury, which is unfortunate, but what that means is Khabib's title is disputed still, regardless of the technicalities. Tony Ferguson is also one of the toughest challenges for Khabib in this division, considering he's one of the only guys that is known for fighting off of his back of the elite lightweights in the UFC. Most of the guys Khabib has fought to date in the UFC have been strikers, honestly. I mean, he fought Rafael dos Anjos, who had some good jiu-jitsu as well, but he's really never fought anybody with the wrestling credentials to match his, even though there's not many people to match. But guys like Eddie Alvarez, guys like Justin Gaethje, guys like Tony Ferguson are guys that would potentially be the toughest matchups for Khabib. And the way the cookie has crumbled, those have not been the guys in his path to the title. Eddie Alvarez now fights for one. Khabib, fought Iaquinta. He fought Edson Barboza. He fought Michael Johnson. And most recently, he fought Dustin Poirier. But Tony Ferguson says in this criticism of Khabib's performance, he said, no disrespect to Poirier at all. He's definitely one of the best in the game. I would never try to take anything away from him. But he hasn't been chain wrestling as long as I have. He hasn't been wrestling. Grappling is different. You can't learn grappling overnight. I've been chain wrestling. I've been wrestling longer than he has. So that's what I'm talking about. Guys that have been wrestling for a long time. And also guys that have the size to compete with Khabib. Poirier is a lightweight, one of the best lightweights in the world. But let's not forget, he fought Conor McGregor at featherweight. That's a guy I forgot to mention on Khabib's list. Another striker, Conor McGregor. So a couple of these, Michael Johnson, McGregor, and Poirier all fought at featherweight. And they're all strikers. And the other two dudes, Barboza, also a striker. But either way, that's neither here nor there. That is one of the other reasons that makes this fight so intriguing. Tony Ferguson is also on, a 39-fight winning streak? No, it's like 13, but it's ridiculous. So Khabib versus Ferguson has to happen, man. Khabib did say before the fight that Tony Ferguson deserves the shot, and if he should beat Poirier, which he did, then Tony Ferguson gets the next shot. Now, we'll see how that plays out, because for some reason, McGregor still has not been booked. So I hope the UFC and Khabib's team don't try and finagle the McGregor rematch before Ferguson gets his shot. But either way, there has been some altercations outside between these two guys, Ferguson and Khabib, that, I mean, we haven't seen the video footage yet, but I would not be surprised if it dropped, because according to Tony Ferguson, it was in a hotel lobby, and he said that Khabib's team circled him. This is what Tony Ferguson had to say. He said he was circled by Nurmagomedov and his crew. Shortly thereafter, Tony Ferguson said Khabib and his manager, Ali Abdelaziz, tried to intimidate him once again at an event. He said, I was like, dude, what the fuck? Then later, my team and I had another run-in with them, and I was like, seriously, these dudes are just a bunch of fucking bullies. I stood up. Ali Abdelaziz and I exchanged some words over at the fights not too long ago, and he knows exactly what the fuck he's dealing with. I don't play around, dude. I really don't. And when I do, it's cool. It's fun and games. So with that being said, those are, we have seen signs of that, but those altercations are things that even add more animosity to this rivalry and more fuel to this fire. But we have seen Khabib's team, if you recall, hotel lobby, circle Artem Lobov essentially. Artem Lobov wasn't fully encompassed by a circle. Of course, he still had a way to get out. But Khabib does roll with a crew. And so that is interesting. You know, just rolling around, fucking rolling up on these dudes. Somebody sent him Tony Ferguson's location and they pulled up on his ass. That's crazy. Well, I would love to see that fight, man. It's a must see. These guys got to get it right. Whenever they make this fight the next time, they literally need to put these guys in bubble wrap. No kicking bars for Tony Ferguson and no tiramisu for Khabib, and we should be good. With that being said, man, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. And, of course, over on the Discord, where we have MMA conversations every day. We're always sharing new MMA-related videos, talking about the upcoming fights, giving predictions for fights, talking live during the fights every single day, even when we're not on YouTube. So make sure you click the link in the description. Join the Discord. It is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think. I'm out.